Hello and welcome into the Sorare Data Show. I am Andrew Laird. You can find me as Lairdinho on Sorare. Today, back after being away for a week. Man, that was a nice week to go. To be honest, I don't think I could have picked a better week because I'm not sure when we would have done shows last week. It felt like there were just matches on all the time. And I was like, oh, if I could figure out a plan to put them in between when a game ends and when another one starts. But I'm like, but people set their rivals lineups, and not that it takes the full hour, and not that most people watch live, but we're here. We took the week off. Everybody got to play rivals, and those who have cards for Euros probably enjoyed it, or didn't. Who knows? But we're back. Thank you to everybody for coming in. I noticed some comments earlier in the day, and they are now gone. So I actually don't know where they went, what happened, but it looks like Maddie Sorare, Sorare Juju, and ZM Star are on the podium. So congratulations to you three. I was pretty sure somebody commented like hours earlier and was like, got my first podium, and it's gone now. So I don't know how that happens. YouTube decided you do not have a podium. So, but anyway, congrats to you guys. Maddie said they need to bring back the 3 games at 3 different times. It was perfect. Perfect for that. Very bad for scheduling live streams. So I'll just put it like that. Let's see who else is here. Rui is here. Thanks for coming in. Carl just bought my Bochum Bundesliga rares for Classic next season. Man, I don't have my own experience with that team, but Skosmo does, and I'm not sure. Good luck. That's all. I hope you have fun. Maddie said, made my first FOMO buy with a Musiala forward card, and in the end, didn't even get to use it. This box better bring me a Musiala. Yeah, that was a bummer. What's funny is that I set my lineup like hours earlier and had Fulkrug as my forward, but had every intention of playing the cheapest Scotland guy, or not Scotland, that was the first game, whoever they played. I don't even remember at this point. And then subbing Fulkrug in, and I couldn't get it in. It went down, and now we all have boxes for it. So it feels good. Agent Cooper, Sorare is hard. In the last 2 game weeks, all I've managed to win is a tier 5 limited and 10 limited essence. Has anyone else won essence yet? Should I save my essence? I think at this point it's worth saving essence. But I do know some people that have used it, and so, I mean, you do you. Whatever's the most fun. Sorry, I'm going through. There's a lot of talk about Bochum, and I don't really want to get into that because I don't know anything about that team. Tom Brimson, I won 60 limited Euro Essence in the first game week. Wow. Redeemed it for a Pavlovich, who it turns out is a tier 3 and some random tier 5. That's fun. Carl and Sorare Juju are talking about buying a Pau Lopez. As somebody who once owned a Pau Lopez, it is nothing but pain, but it's really a goalkeeper, so who knows? It's probably the same. Dream Oblivion, welcome back. It's been 100 years. It does feel like a long time. It does. Stefan, what's up? Kai, thanks for coming in. Boston Sean in the house. Benna Surface, let's go. Alex, thanks for coming in. John Andrews, Henry, Ian, Mike Basson, Howdy Mates. Is Monday the new Friday? So PSU fans too, who usually does this show with me, is on he's on holiday. I think he's actually coming back today, though. And so I was like, you know what? I'm back, so I'll just do the show. But I don't think you're going to get as much out of it in terms of strategy. Maybe you will. Who knows? We've surprised people before. So we'll see. But Sean will be back at some point. If not, then next week. Or maybe not. He actually gave me a list like 2 months ago. And he was like, here are the days I can't do it. And I was like, sure, no problem. Just tell me later. Like 2 months ahead, I can't do it. Tatos, what's up? Chani, good day, my friend. Hope all is well. All is great with me. This Sorare break, and it wasn't even really a Sorare break because I was still doing some stuff, but this whole time I looked as a break. I don't have a lot of Euros cards. I have like not enough Copa cards. So it's like, this was always going to be a break for me. And yeah, that's all it is. Johannaton, what's up? Mike Bass and YouTube opted them out of a podium. That's a good line. Braden, Sorare data shows are back. Thank goodness. I was so bored at work last week. Jack got 3 Essence from my box, only 497 to go. I also got 3 from a Rivals box, actually. I haven't entered any Euros. I do have a Copa lineup this week. Got a bench decisive, so we're flying here. Red or Dead, what's up? Matthew Wee, seems like my first comment disappeared. Yes, Matthew was one of them. Lost my podium here, but hope I can maintain first place in the Sorare Data League. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Out of Context Sorare, what's up? That's one of my favorite Twitter accounts. If you don't follow Out of Context Sorare, absolutely do it. It's nothing to do with the fact that I've had some things on there. Yeah. Alex, it's 100 years in Sorare time. Has it really felt like that long? I'll be honest. It was nice getting the threatening comments from people like, please don't go on vacation or holiday again. And so it was nice. I'm glad that people enjoy the content enough that when it's not there, you want it. That's all. Speaking of great content, Harry Trades in the house. What's up, Harry? Alex, PSU is killing it in Rivals. PSU loves Rivals. It's CM Stars holiday for Sean, an even darker basement. What a great line. Sean went, let me rephrase. I don't want to give too much away, but Sean went to a place with a beach. I'll put it that way. Graham, so when do we get our free daily rewards boxes? They said we'll get them. We'll get them at some point. We'll get them at some point. Yeah. Maddie said, Sean on holiday, but still playing all the Rivals games and leading my league as first place. Yeah, Sean, I mean, that's what Sean does. That's what he does. He just loves that stuff. Sora, what's up? Carrie, looking for food. Alex F, projected lineups on Sorare data is better than any pro competition. Changed my mind. Actually, I will talk about that in a little bit, Alex, because that competition has been great. And it's amazing how good some of these people are. Yeah. Rikamon said the boxes are out. Let's go. Okay. Appreciate that. Sir Juju says, next time we need a sub for Laird like Nep or whoever wants to do it. I mean, there's other content out there. I don't have to find the sub. There's plenty else out there. Although I say that, and some of the podcasts that I usually subscribe to seem to have not had new episodes recently. So I say that like, oh yeah, just go listen to the other stuff. But maybe there's just not. This is kind of the slow period of Sorare. This is like the summer is slow usually in Sorare. And now when we have the Euros, like it feels like we should be really engaged, but we're actually more engaged with the football than we are with Sorare. Even with Rivals, it feels that way. And so it's just different Sorare. Sorry, I'm going to had like a coughing fit like 5 seconds before I started this stream. And so I'm going to end up having to like mute and cough every so often. Hilo said, got 3 Essence from the free box. Maybe I'll just open the box right here. We have nothing to do. CM Star says, when we say we want Sorare content, we mean you and Andy going off the rails for an hour. I have bad news. Andy, there's no Sorare Andrews this week. Andy is at the beach as well. And so I haven't convinced him to stream with me from the beach. So we'll see. Anyway, let's open this reward box and see what we get. I should have said this before, and then Sorare could have given me something awesome. And then, we would have all made a big deal of it. Let's see what we got here. And Essence, 3 more Essence. So now I'm up to 6 Essence, which I still can't do anything with. Rikamon, appreciate your enthusiasm that I was going to get an Mbappe. That would have been nice. But no. Mike says, in honor of your return and the fact it's warm and sunny, this is the first show taken in the garden with beer. Let's go. Love a good Monday beer. Yeah. Mickey says, how have your Rivals experience been? So you guys know, let me read you guys. People who regularly listen to the show, which is you guys, since you're here live after me being gone for a week, know that I don't play Rivals like religiously. And someone like PSU Fans 2 does, because he thinks that one day he'll be able to win a unique playing Rivals. And so he's just going to keep playing and keep making up these fantasies of grand rewards in this free-to-play game that's used for onboarding that he really likes, because he refuses to play just because he likes it. Which I think is kind of funny. But anyway, I was really not going to play Rivals for the Euros, and Pranksy basically convinced me to, in this Avengers League, which I'm not very good in. And I play Rivals, or I have played Rivals, because I was away very poorly. And so basically the way that I've been playing, and a lot of the games, like this is going to shock you guys, I haven't watched much of the Euros. I kind of pick my spots of which matches I want to play, but generally the games are on during the day for me. I went away with my family for a few days, and so taking time to really like dive into Rivals just wasn't an option. I mean, obviously it was an option. I didn't want to do it. Simple as that. I wanted to like spend time with my family when I wasn't working. So the reason I say I didn't really have time to play Rivals, like I set all my lineups, and I basically set them ahead of time. And then when I got the notification that all 5 of my starters were in, or all 5 of my picks were starting, I was like, great. And I just let it go. And if there was a situation where someone I picked was on the bench, I would like quickly go in, make an adjustment, and that's it. And that's really not the best way to play Rivals, because what happens in situations like the first one I mentioned, where I make a lineup the day before, let's say, and it turns out that there's some sort of lineup, a surprise start by somebody who has a 25 cost because they have an L15 0 or something like that. And they become like the play, because then they open up the salary cap, although some of them have been so high, it doesn't matter. And then like, basically you can have like 4 superstars if they have them, because of this one low cap player. And if I got a notification saying my 5 players were starting, and I wouldn't have even looked at the lineup. And so stuff like that that's suboptimal Rivals playing. And I knew that, and I didn't really care, to be honest, because I appreciate Rivals for what it is, but I'm not really, I'm not trying to like grind as many reward boxes as possible. Like I realize people have fun with it, and it's fun at times, but like, I don't want it to be something that I'm doing all the time. And I think I've mentioned this before, that it reminds me, the gameplay in terms of like single game, and they're always on, reminds me a lot of DFS, which I was much happier not playing. And so playing as much Rivals as possible at the level where I think you need to play it is just not that fun for me. And so I'll play it now. And then I'm guessing when Euros ends, I won't play it. Although Jack Patterson here, who is this like Jack P, or is this actually another Jack P? Said, I've been loving Rivals since the revamp. The reward structure is much more enticing now, which is absolutely true. Like they've made it more exciting, like all of it more exciting, which is a plus, because it's a fun game, and I appreciate people who really like it. And now it's better than ever. Mike said my highlight was winning all my leagues with a Georgia stack when they played the Czechs. I think I had a Georgia stack that day as well. And yeah, that was fun. Ricardo said, do you feel Rivals can be more popular than Pro? And if so, is that good for Sorare? I think it absolutely could become more popular in terms of the number of people who play, because I think people generally are more interested in playing a free game. Like, it's just the nature of people. But I don't think that's bad. I think if Rivals becomes an insanely popular game, then enough of those people will come over to Pro and play. And there should never be an expectation that everyone who plays Rivals will come over to Pro. And so as long as we know that, And if we could just get 10%, 20%, whatever I don't know what an appropriate penetration level is, but we just need to be realistic about it. But I think Rivals becoming bigger than Pro would be perfectly fine, and probably better actually, because there are enough people who play Pro that if we do start getting like 100,000 people regularly playing Rivals, if we just get some of those people playing Pro, it's great. It would be great. Hey, Eagle said I got to stop drinking the Essence. I've got orange today, so this is like not Essence, I guess. Maddie said, those leagues are so fun. We're discussing strategies in advance of games. The 1 hour before kickoff, we all share lineups, discuss our thoughts, and talk during the game, trying for the optimal sub. So yeah, and that's why I don't play. Because that is fun for a lot of people. Like that part it's just not what I want to do, but that doesn't mean it's bad. That doesn't mean it's that you shouldn't do it. Yeah, Maddie said never been this engaged in Sorare. And Maddie was a Sorare, a dominant Rivals player for a long time. Probably still is. But he was literally like first in the overall leaderboard. And so to have somebody like Maddie even more engaged now means they really nailed it. But anyway, I'm currently first in Division 8. I was in Division 6 when they announced the divisions, and I didn't play until I was relegated to Division 8. And Euros got me here, and so this is where I am. I'm up 7 points, and I've got 3 lineups today. I played Croatia, Italy, Albania, Spain, and then Brazil, Costa Rica. And I don't know if I'll do another one. Tom said, I've been really into Rivals as I can help my friend out who has a sub 50-pound gallery. Any card he gets feels good to him, even if it's worthless. Yeah, totally agree. I think we overestimate people's frustration in winning what we consider worthless cards, because if they don't have any cards or they have just a couple, like winning something's fun. Absolutely. Jonathan said Rivals should be for casuals. Pro is for pro players. No problem with them coexisting. I don't think Rivals needs to be for casuals, though. You can play Rivals at a pro level. I mean, obviously, the costs are nil if you want them to be. But if you wanted to spend hours and hours with Rivals, like, that's okay. Yeah. Hilo said, what's the user base for Rivals during the Euros? I have no idea. Ricardo said, do you believe the sentiment is getting better? For some reason, I feel this Euros is being well received. So I was talking to Sam Ty and Harry Trades about this. And Sam was saying that he is really, really engaged with the product, with Sorare, even though he doesn't have any Euro lineups, because of Rivals. And I think that's a huge plus, because this is usually a very dead period for Sorare. And they've been able to keep people very interested. And it's in a game that actually doesn't affect SO5 that much, which is fine, because if you don't have SO5 lineups, like I said, this is kind of a slow, boring period for you. And it's even more boring now because people are saving their money for in-season cards coming up, these pre-orders that we're going to get at some point. And so it could be like we could hear crickets all day if it wasn't for Rivals. So like, I think it's been great. Like, this has been a smash hit for Sorare. Manuel said Rivals League really got a lot of friends into Sorare who weren't interested before. I mean, that's awesome. ZM Star said the only issue right now is the bending of the game weeks, which is messing with Copa and MLS. So I actually benefited greatly because of the bended game weeks for MLS. Like, I hit the mid super rare threshold this past game week for the first time in what feels like 1,000 years. And it was only because of the double game week players that I had. And so the opportunity to get more, I ended up scoring enough points that I would have hit the $1,000 threshold, which I was never going to go for, even with the double game weeks. But having 2 shots was like I think it was 4 players in my lineup had 2 games. think it was 4. And that was just like so huge. And so that I benefited that. On the flip side, Copa really gets screwed. And if you were somebody who tried to plan ahead, like months ahead, and you were like, let me get a bunch of Argentina and Brazil cards. I think I've talked about this somewhere. Like they don't play in the same game week until, do they even play in the next one? Let me see here. Are Argentina and Brazil? Yeah, they're not. So it's not until like game week 489, which is game week 4 of the summer stuff, that Argentina and Brazil, who are the 2 favorites in Copa, play in the same game week. So if you had kind of like a mixed, if you had cards from those 2, like you really haven't been able to play them, which is kind of a bummer. But like they're never going to do a different competition, a different game week for Copa versus Euros. Excuse me. All right. Ricardo said from last year to today, the overall sentiment is way more positive, market and social media. So yeah, it's funny how like not playing SO5 as much leads to more positive market sentiment or more positive sentiment. So Juju said, I also got the middle one with the double game week. Yeah, it was so helpful for that specifically. So yeah, that was really nice. But yeah, like the more you play Rivals, obviously, like I think it gets more fun, and maybe I'll play more. I hope to get, excuse me, promoted. What is can I see like the full? Yeah. So how many get promoted? Is it half? Yeah. So I should get promoted, which like maybe that'll encourage me to keep playing. I don't know. We'll see. But it's been really nice to have something to keep you going without like scouring the market or as much research as you want to do. This also is giving us, and the transfer window is not even open yet, but we're sort of starting to get into this period where certain deals are getting announced and people are going to start speculating on transfers and whatnot. And there's a time that comes up now where we're all just like on pins and needles because any sort of Saudi rumor or Qatar rumor, shout out Alex Schultz, that you're just like, oh, that's great. That my card is just gone now. And Rivals is allowing us to be kind of on the Sorare platform without having to worry about that stuff yet. And so it came at the perfect time. And I think they're absolutely nailing this game. And I think, and I've said this a while, and I'm going to keep saying it, that I do think it's a very good way to get people familiar with Sorare and use it as a stepping stone to play pro. And I know that we're all sitting here like, yeah, we really want everybody to play pro because we want a lot more users so that our card values go up, which like, not that we need to stop thinking that way, but you also have to recognize that the more users that come, it's going to be harder to win rewards. And so just like, it's a little bit of like a careful what you wish for. And yeah, so we'll see. Lucas says, I can barely squeeze out a half decent pro side and I'm watching all Euros games, but Rivals is just so dull to me. So Lucas is the one who's not having a good time, but that's okay. I think you almost have to like grind it. And again, grinding is like one of the things I really didn't want to do with this game. Like it's why I don't play that much, because I don't want to feel like I have to play. And that's how DFS felt for a while. And so Maddie said, I really hope they do a Rivals long format for Bundesliga. I mean, the Euros are showing us that the possibilities are endless. And so Mike says, sorry, am I getting scratchy again? Sorry. I'll take a drink, Mike. Hopefully that helps. Jonathan, you're not the first person who said that, asking if DFS was the British sofa company. It's daily fantasy sports. Sorry, I forget that that's DFS is like a known thing for you guys. Oh, Mike's playing a drinking game. What did I say? Sorry. Hold on. Rikamon's reminding us, yeah, the more numbers, the more boxes. I guess. Peter, what's up? Do you think the scoring should be top 5 players for the league each day or top 5 users overall? That was really funny how we all thought it was one thing and Sorare was like, no, it's another thing. And we were like, no, and then went back and we were like, oh, I guess. And I don't know, Peter. To be honest, I never entered expecting, like, this sounds just awful, but I don't ever enter anything expecting to win. So I really don't even think about stuff like that. And it's more like if it happens, like if it happens, it happens, but I'm not, I don't know. Is that for the Zidane thing, Peter? I assume so. Maddie said top 5 a day would have been even more entertaining. I mean, Peter said, I'd be more engaged if it was the top 5 scores each day. I missed a couple of days and now I feel meh about logging on. Well, if you're the top scorer in your league any day, you win a reward box. And what's funny is that, like, I feel like I have yet to finish first in the 3 rivals leagues that I'm in, but I'm like consistently in the top. Well, I don't want to say consistently, but I will, since nobody's going to look. I'm consistently in like the top 5 of my group every day. And yet I can't seem to like finish first. So, I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine. I don't think that they need to like splash a ton of rewards, card rewards, at least through rivals. So I think what they're doing is fine. I think it more than enough people are engaged. And normally this is a time where like card prices go down because everyone's like, oh, this, let me just get out. I bought a card today. I have no idea why. But what's weird is that the thing that I want to do now is like really get ready for the upcoming season, and just like transfers just make it so hard, and speculating on transfers just it's so brutal on Sorare, because like if you get it wrong, you're just like, oh, that card's dead. And having dead cards is just a bummer. So we'll see. Rikamon said this is where having a league with friends who aren't as good comes in handy. That's a smart move, actually. I didn't even think about that. Except I'm probably one of those friends. That's the problem. I don't know. So I think they've nailed it with rivals. And I was on Quinny's anniversary stream the other day with Dan. If anybody hasn't caught that, it was actually pretty nice. It ended up being a session where we could just grill Dan on things. And he was mentioning how he used the term pre-order for the new cards for the upcoming season, which is fun. Sounds like that's going to come next month. I mean, the new season is like really, really soon. And so, yeah, apparently these pre-orders are going to come. I doubt I buy any, but we'll see. Mike is right on this. On the flip side, transfers also bring dead cards back to life. Yep. Agent Cooper said, am I the only one not saving up for in-season cards for the upcoming European season? I'm buying cheap classic rares instead. I could be making a mistake. I don't think I don't think anybody is in any position to say what's right and wrong. And so I'm not saving money for anything. I'm saving kind of, but I'm not like saving like so I can go buy like the new Midtjylland cards right away. Like that's just not, I don't need that. And the classic, the rewards for classic are obviously much more diverse than they are for in season, which is just cash. And so I think it's, I don't think there's a right or wrong. I think there's a right and wrong, or I think there are wrong ways to go about it, but like choosing classic over in season or vice versa, like you can't be wrong. So yeah, that's all. Lucas said, I thought it would be a good idea to go all in on 3 MLS collections, which are yet to pay off. So no preseason investing for me. They haven't paid off yet. It's all a process. I wasn't going to bring this up, like this topic, but I'm going to, because I brought this up with Gator Guy, and I'm curious what you guys think. So Mike said, are you looking to collect a new club this season or Midtjylland again? I don't know. Out of context, or you have an average daily score of 323. Is that good? It doesn't seem very good. But I'm also guessing I'm between like 300 and 346 every day. Lucas said, well, one of them is San Jose, so I'll be waiting a while. Lucas, I'm glad you brought that up, because I bought a William Yarbrough super rare when Daniel got hurt. And I was curious what you guys think, because I'm trying to do some accounting acrobatics to make myself feel better about this card, and I'm not sure it works. And so this is the card. I bought the card back in March for $266. I bought that card in cash, with cash, not like literal cash. So this $266 was cash, and then I got 0.0609 in ETH from it. So it looks like I took a slight loss here. But when you go to my rewards, I won 4 lower super rare thresholds. So $240 in cash. And this Hoshi Kojima card, which I was upset about at the time, but he has also helped win me a threshold. And so I feel like a lot of people would look at this and be like, oh yeah, you took a loss on this card because you bought it for $266 and sold it for $214. And I'm just not sure it's actually a bad sale. And I actually feel really bad because he got benched like immediately after I sold him. Like I feel really, really bad about this, but also he's terrible. Like I'm guessing these 4 green scores, and they're barely green, were the 4 thresholds I won. But like, and then the new guy, I don't even remember what his name is, has been terrible too. San Jose, just awful. But Lucas, there's still plenty of time. But it was kind of like, I'm doing these things like, oh no, it's not a loss on this card because I won this other stuff. Obviously, he doesn't account for all of the money that I won from that card, but it's one of those things that I think that's how we need to start looking at cards, is like, what, not only if you did buy and sell, did you also yield from the card beyond just the buy and sell? And I think that's going to become, more and more important as time goes on, because I think card prices generally should just keep going down as utility goes down. Certainly from like new season to classic, we're going to see a big one. And so I then brought up this other card that I have. Is there any way I can't really hide this. Maybe I can. Hold on. Let me see if I can just show you guys a picture of it, because I wanted to, let me see here. Take that off. Am I showing you guys this? No, I'm not. Okay. So this is a card that I bought I bought it a while ago. It was for half an ETH. I bought this card, which at the time was $597. And these are the rewards I've won with it. $952 in total gaming yield. Value of the rewards at the time was $3,641. Total value now is $1,712, which probably isn't even right. But I finished second in Cap 240 with this card. I also finished 5th in Challenger Super Rare. So that Nicholas Madsen card that I've long complained about on this channel, This card got me. I got a Glesnes super rare, and I got the next Hyungmin Sun apparently this past game week. And I'm looking at this, and I'm like, if I spent $597 on this card, am I up on this card or not? I still own it, so I haven't sold it yet. And so it's one of these things that obviously and super rare prices are a little wonky. I'm not sure anybody's actually going to pay $267 for Juan Mosquera super rare. I mean, like, what does he go for now? Oh, that's not even like a Mosquera super rare, and nobody even buys. Let's see, 197 for a new season. So yeah, like, I'm not going to sell an old season for 267, but it's kind of like, and you can see like how long it's taken me. Game week 252, game week 486, and I've only won 11 rewards. But like, what's the deal with this card? Was that like a successful super rare purchase? And actually, I take that back. These three aren't even mine. So it's only 8 rewards from mine. But the gaming yield is mine. So it's kind of like, was that a win? And embarrassingly, it's my Brad Guzan super rare. I can't imagine I won anything with the rare. So like, it's pretty good, right? Pretty good. Maddie said, I always also take into consideration who I buy with the money and if that card was the better play. That's a good point too. That's a really good point. Mike says his yield isn't over yet. Also true. Also true. Long may he continue as the starter in Atlanta. Agent Cooper said, buying a Will Yarbrough super rare is the most hipster so rare thing I have ever heard. He's up there with Steve Clark for me. Every so rare manager has owned an over 35-year-old MLS goalkeeper at some point. The worst part is that I bought that card to flip, thinking that like people wanted a William Yarbrough super rare. Gator Guy and I bought on the same day. And I could, like, the rares jumped. They might have gone like 2x. Like, you could have gotten one for $12, and eventually someone paid $156 for a new season. Even if you just look at the classic, 86 to 12 to 86. What was this one? $7.32. My God. Oh, wait, sorry. I stopped sharing it. I'll show you guys something too also. So this is the jump. If you guys, this is a somewhat new thing. You can see the all seasonalities here. So I was looking just at classic, but like, yeah, all of these I should have bought. And instead I bought the super rare here. And I'm guessing this one is Gator Guys. Yep. I mean, bravo to these people who bought early on. And then, yeah. Oh, man, I would have taken that in a heartbeat. And I was actually really upset at Tom C because he sold one after did I try to sell? I swear it was Tom C. Huh. Now I'm trying to think of what other card he would have had that I would have sold. I don't know. Anyway. But I think we need to focus more on yield now. And that was a podcast or a stream that I did with Surfula and Gator Guy a while ago, and I still feel like people aren't actually doing it. Sir Andre, what's up? Toftern, welcome in. Toftern said, I mostly buy players I believe in, and I always think that I will hold that player for the rest of their career, and I think about what they can win me in that time. Yeah. Agent Cooper isn't Daniel back soon. I don't know when he's back, but Johannes, making rational decisions is boring. Go play Rivals if you want to make rational decisions. McGettigan, what's up? Thanks for coming in. No worries about being late. I'm usually late, although I think I was early today. Yeah. What else we got today? I do find that the slower periods of so rare is when I truly waste my ETH balance on collection building, which I did today. But how often do you get the opportunity to add a Jersey Mint rookie card from a kid you've never seen play and has been linked to a number of teams that when he tells you is good, but you know is really not that good. Meaning you know it's not a good situation. Sorare said, would it make sense to buy young players who can explode in the future? I thought about that. I mean, it could. Who knows? Who knows? Ooh, Spain lineups are out. Did they rotate like everyone thought they would? The limited graph of Yarbrough is just funny. I didn't even look at it. Let's look at it together. Sorry for those who were listening. Oof. Well, yeah, he's been benched out of that. Wow. I mean, that's kind of what you would expect it to look like. I don't know why it went down and then back up, though. Apparently massive rotation from Spain, which is kind of what we expected, right? Do we have... We don't have them in yet. The rotation was expected, though, but yeah. Alex, hey, very random question. From which budget you think is right to move from limited to rares? I don't think there's a singular answer for that. Depends what competitions you like to play. Depends if you just prefer to play with better cards instead of figuring out which matchups are the best each game week, what your risk appetite is, what your actual financial budget is. It's just not a simple question. No Name said the first predictions were that Daniel were out for the season. No Name Informer, excuse me. I didn't ever think it was for the season. I thought it was always, it was always months. Like it wasn't going to be, it was never going to be just a little bit of time, but I always thought it was certainly months at that point. Oh, wait, here's the Spain 11. Are they really going to do like a GIF? Whole video. I'm not watching that. Oh, is that Raya though? Maybe I am watching it. Hoodwink, what's up? Thanks for coming in. Ben said, I'd rather have 15 limited squads than 3 rare squads. But, I mean, you might, Ben, but other people might not. Agent Cooper said, the Ren collection does loom large over your gallery. He's a hot French prospect, although currently is defined as a hype boy category. Yeah, I mean, it's funny when I'm collecting guys from a collection that's 3 years old already, and he is U23 until 2028. And it was like, oh. Braden said Daniel's injury was 5 or 6 months, and it happened at the tail end of March, so hopefully back by end of July. I knew it was somewhere around them. I just knew that was a ticking time bomb. And my only other challenger MLS super rare goalie was Brad Guzan, and I was like, oh, somehow I found like the one guy who was less secure than Brad Guzan. So yeah, there's that. Come on, Opta, let's get our lineups in. Did anyone like just write the Spain lineup down? That would be really. Let's see. Raya, Joselu, Grimaldo, Navas. I don't remember what I projected. Grimaldo. Yeah, I still had Simone. Damn, I should have changed. Oh, I thought I did change that actually. That hurts. I didn't have Joselu. Who did I have? Oyarzabal? I don't know. I'm not going to go through that. But yeah, so like now we've got an hour and 17 minutes before these matches. And so people will go in and start adjusting their rivals lineups. And like, that's fun because it's giving you something to do on the platform. I literally just typed in rivals.com. Something to do even if you don't have lineups, which I don't. Agent Cooper said the Ren Academy has been mentioned during the Euros coverage a few times. It's world renowned. You definitely chose a cool club to collect. Yeah, I mean, ironically, it started not because of a Ren Academy kid, but unfortunately, I'm missing the good ones. Like I don't have Doku, I don't have Tell. Guarassi, I just saw a link to somewhere. Dortmund. I don't know, somewhere. Just seen Yoselu to Qatar. Ugh. I mean, how many people are going all in on Yoselu? But yeah. Anyway, so what else we got? Oh, Dortmund is correct. All right. Thank you, Kai. I mean, I assume he was awesome at Stuttgart last year, so you'd think he would be able to be good there. That was one where I should have bought early in the season as part of the collection and just never did. And then he just like kept scoring and scoring and scoring, and his price kept going up. And it was like, oh, great. And so I was just never going to get there. Like a year ago, oh, he's the same price as he was now. But a year ago, like $146, he got up to 666 for the one of. That's a lot of money. And now he's what, 140? Anyone selling a Ren? Oh, 203. Come on, Katozi. Ugh. Matthew, any predictions on when the new season cards will be released? So like when the new season cards will be released or when we will start paying for the new season cards? I'm guessing early July, because does anybody have the date for when like Eredivisie or Jupiler start? I know the Danish Super League starts July 21st. And so if we're going to have cards before that, you would think like early July, we should be doing whatever these pre-order cards are, which could be fun. Could be fun. Agent Cooper, you're going to sell any of your classic European cards in August when there should be a little bit of demand, or are you happy with your gallery as it is right now? I wouldn't say I am. Tough said JPL is around July 20th. Yeah. So same weekend, I'm guessing. I would say that Rikaman said Eredivisie is not till August 9th, along with Portugal. Okay. So JPL and Super League are early. My gallery is made up mostly of cards that I want and I plan to use. So I don't expect to sell many cards going in, and I'm not sure classic cards will be all that desirable for a lot of people. So we'll see. But yeah, like I'm not dying. There are a lot of cards in my gallery that I would love to get rid of, but none of them are like are that good. Like I tend to want to keep my good cards. And so, yeah, I don't expect to sell many, both because I want to keep them and because I'm not sure how many people are going to want to spend money on the cards that I have. No Name Informer said sell cards, buy cards, and then sell cards and buy cards. That's all we do here. It's not all we do. We play Rivals. Where have you been? That's what we keep talking about. Massive Italy rotation as well. Ooh, spicy. I think I predicted that, though. As I look, and no, I didn't. Just a big donkey over here. Oh. Surface said, unfortunately, I think we're going to see an even larger dip in classic cards here pretty soon once All-Star and Capped goes away. That's absolutely possible. And I don't think it's necessarily because there won't be places for people to play their cards, but I think enough people just haven't prepared enough for the loss of those. I generally make at least my all-star lineup last, except like now when it's like all I have, like all my cards. But when like everything is up and running, and I did this previously, like before the European season ended, I was doing all-star last, just like no boxes there. Very hard to win cash now because it's just the podium spots. So I think from like a gameplay perspective, I'm not sure it'll make that much of a difference. But also, like, who knows with the special weeklies? I don't know why I blanked on that term, but we'll see kind of like what the special weeklies bring. And Service said, I think 100% will not be enough places to play cards competitively. A glut of supply will ensue. It's possible. I mean, we really don't know what their plans are for special weeklies, whether they'll be like, it's almost like they could make special weeklies so vague that you almost don't want to sell cards because you're like, maybe I'll have them. Maybe they'll be available. I don't know. But it's kind of one of the things I didn't really love about what they did with baseball in, I think it was year one or season 1 or season 2. I can't remember. Maybe it was NBA, whatever it was. But they were like, hey, we're going to have a bunch of special weeklies. And then like each week they announced what they were. And it just didn't give you any time to figure it out and like prepare. So everybody's like overpaying if they want to participate. And Sorare, I think, took that feedback because they told us that the special weekly schedule would be announced like a month ahead of time. But if they're like too random, like if one week it's like, oh, over 32, which like theoretically is an all-star, there's like a global competition, or players with neck tattoos, or players that are from Japan but only play in Europe. And just like if they get to be a little too random like that, I think it actually turns a lot of people off because while you can plan for that, you can only plan however long they give us. And I don't know, that I don't love that part, but I just assume I'll just keep playing. Like I'm guessing I will have a lot of leftover cards each game week, particularly because I continue to kind of tinker with this idea of having multiple cards of the same guy. So when they have their good matchups, I can just run them a couple times, but that inevitably leads to cards I'm not using. And that's probably not a strategy a lot of people like. I mean, I don't like not using cards, but I also don't have a gallery that's as competitive as like Surface is. And so I would imagine Surface ends up having a ton of extras. He probably does now. Agent Cooper said, when cap modes go, it'll be interesting. Feels at the moment that you'll need elite classic cards to compete, or at least players with potential to hit peaks. Yeah, I was actually thinking, like, they made it sound like there will be that there will be capped modes as part of, like, some of the special weeklies will be cap modes. But I think when most people say cap modes, they mean cap 240 for the threshold. And after hitting this this mid-level super rare threshold, it's going to be a bummer when it's gone. It's going to be a lot harder to generate cash, which obviously is the point of them getting rid of it because they were giving away so much. I did consider the thought of like maybe they could do like continue cap 240, but you need new season cards, but they probably don't need to do that. And so why would they? But the threshold at least gave you a reasonable, and it was probably just too easy, a reasonable way to get consistent cash balance or ETH balance. And so when that leaves, yeah, it'll be like a double whammy on the market where everybody's like, oh yeah, I want to get out of my classic cards. And like everybody else, nobody has any more money. Peter said, I think people want to play cap modes for just essence and boxes, but they can't give out that much essence. Yeah, they could do that. It'll be interesting to see if they ever have like I hate that phrase so much. I can't believe I just said it. But if they do any competitions where they just pay out boxes, like threshold for boxes. Who knows? Mike said, I'm sure Surface's leftovers are better than my lineups. Same. It's an elite gallery. For sure. Yeah, I don't I don't know where they'll go, but we're going to find out soon. Like theoretically, if it'll be within a month that we should be getting the new cards, and be exciting to see what they look like. Will they be 4D instead of 3D? Well, who knows? More AR, maybe for Android. Probably not, but a man can dream. Yeah. That's all I got today. You guys have anything else? Like, I was gone for a week, but I don't feel like I missed a week worth of things to talk about. If that makes sense. So it's probably a win-win for everybody. Ben said, I'm interested to see what they do with continental competition next season. I mean, we're going to see, it starts probably in about a month. Leagues Cup. Like, Leagues Cup is a tricky one because sorry, I'm just looking at the Italy lineup. I wouldn't say it's mass rotation, but some. So the Leagues Cup, yeah. So Leagues Cup is a competition between Liga MX and Major League Soccer. 2 leagues, 1 cup. 3 countries, 2 leagues, 1 cup. And those theoretically are not eligible for Challenger and Contender, which MLS and Liga MX are, respectively. And so will they have Leagues Cup competitions? And so I don't know what they're going to do. Ben said Europe's second round qualifying is second round in exactly a month too. Yeah. Agent Cooper said, what about allowing managers to loan out their leftover players, or is the loan idea dead in the water? I would guess the loan idea is dead in the water, but I don't know. I don't work there. Victor said 2 leagues, 1 cup make me think of an entirely different thing. Yeah, that was kind of the point. I didn't come up with that though, but I say it. So I don't know what they'll do, or the midweek, like qualifying, or even just midweek matches. I will say that anyone who got used to seeing odd numbered game weeks on the weekends and moving ahead in the lineup builder will have to adjust, because we're going back to evens on the weekends. And that threw me off the other day, because I was like, man, this one, I forget who I was even looking at, but I was like, man, they have a lot of midweeks. And I'm like, oh no, those are weekends again. So we'll see. We have full faith in Sorare coming up with the appropriate special weeklies that it makes sense. I don't know how they fit them all together is the funny thing. Like, do you put Europe's second round qualifying matches, which not all of them are even covered, in the same competition as Leagues Cup because they happen to be in the same week? Do you separate them? What do you do? I have no idea if they'll do something special for game week 500. Peter said, I'll be excited to not miss the deadlines. Peter, did you get yesterday's? I should have DM'd you. That was yesterday's deadline, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, good, Peter. Surface said, I wonder if the average listener of this show even gets the two leagues, 1 cup joke. It's almost a 20-year-old reference now. Does Gen Z even know it? That's a good question. Is it really that old? God. Speaking of old, me. The last 20 years feel like they flew by, apparently. Anyway, No Name Informer said, loans could be interesting, but only if there's an obligation to buy. I think that just gets super sloppy. Ben said, I hope Champions League is separated from Europa and Europa Conference. Yeah. Peter, I only miss training lineups. Come on, Peter. Are the average Sorare user Gen Z, though? Oh, that's a good point. They probably are, to be honest. The average Sorare user is definitely older than people think, because we're the ones with money. Although I don't think I'm technically Gen Z. I'm one of those weird middle ones. It's like a Zennial. It's like a 3-year gap between Gen X and Z, something like that. And I'm not a millennial. Or maybe it's between Gen Z and, I don't know. Anyway. Tofter and hell yeah, high five fellow older people with money. That's all we are, just a bunch of older people with money. With a few irresponsible young people involved as well. Agent Cooper said, I'm born in 84 and I'm pretty sure I crossed 2 generations. Yeah, I'm 81 and I think the same thing. Right, not a boomer. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we can figure that all out later this week. Since we wait, Rico, wait, we have money. We used to have money. We used to. Victor said, born in 90 and old without money. Perfect. ZM Star 83. There we go. Bobby said, did you talk about the double game weeks in MLS because it feels really bad missing on utility? So, Bobby, I did talk about it, but I actually thought it was phenomenal because I needed second games to hit the threshold. So I loved it. Then what were you up to in 99? I graduated high school in 1999. Cybershake 71. Any older? Wow. We did get one. Born in 69, Red or Dead. So that's the 69. Everybody thought it was just a sex joke, but no, it's actually 1969. Magnus, now Sorare has my money. See? Some of us are old. Some are older than others. Anyway. Mike Baston, 72. Whew. 72 years old. He looks so good too. Anyway. For real. Now I'm starting to feel young. Now I know how like Haber feels when he shows up at these things. Just kidding, guys. Just kidding. But yeah, I'm going to go because now we're just literally throwing numbers out here of how old we are. Maddie was born in 2021, so that's really something. So yeah, come on, Mike. So yeah, see, people think NFTs are for young people, but it's actually not true. We're paying all the young people with money from our NFTs. Anyway, I'm going to go. I'll be back tomorrow. Don't worry. I have no idea if I'll have a guest yet. To be honest, I'm just kind of easing back in. You know how you go on holiday and you're just exhausted when you get back. So Victor's just the you Muppet make you born in the 70s. We don't use the NFT word anymore. Sorry. That's technically 2 words. Non-fungible is probably just one with a hyphen. Anyway, I'll be back every day this week. Don't worry. We're back, full schedule, maybe a few random guests here and there. We'll see. But again, we're kind of in this very weird period of Sorare where not much is going on, and yet we're all still really engaged because of rivals in the Euros. So we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, thank you to everybody for coming. If you could please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Shout out to Quinny, who's also old, but not as old as me. So yeah, go do that. Thank you to everybody for coming back after being gone for a week. It's good to be back and talking and working. It's great. So yeah, good luck with all your rivals lineups, and I'll see you tomorrow.